Alright, so now for this video, I'm going to teach you how to use a possibility diagram and tree diagram. Okay, so first way of solving a probability diagram question, right? I can use a possibility diagram. Okay, so what is a possibility diagram? So let us take a look at this example 4. Okay, so you notice that I have a red fair six-sided die and a blue fair six-sided die are rolled together at the same time. So it's not one after the other, is together. Okay, so first part they always will ask you to draw a possibility diagram. Okay, so you just draw a possibility diagram. So first thing this is the red die. Then after that, of course, there are 6 faces, right? So you just put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, then after that you draw the blue die. Same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is how you draw a possibility diagram. Okay, part B. Hence, use our possibility diagram, right, to find what is the probability that the sum of the numbers shown is 6. So this one we need to list one by one. Okay, so first thing first, I look at the red die. So red die, if I look at 1, so I look at 1 first. So 1 plus what will give me 6? So the blue die must be 5. So this is 5, so I circle. Okay, now I move on to the red die, number 2. Here, right here. Okay, so my blue die must be 4. So that I add up, I'll get 6, right? Okay, I move on to the red die, number 3. So number 3, of course, the blue die must be 3. Okay, so red die, same red die is number 4. Okay, so the blue die must be 2. Okay, red die 5, the blue die must be 1. Then after that, same thing for the red die, 6, right? 6 add, because the blue die cannot be 0, but minimum is 1, right? So 6 cannot. Okay, after that I check whether are there still any numbers. So I look at the blue die. So if the blue die is 1, right, the red die must be 5, which is right here, which I circle already. Then after that, blue die 2, the red die must be 4. Okay, so I believe everything is accounted for already. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So about 5 configuration, right? Okay, so after that, because I want probability, so I cannot give them 5. So 5 is the number of times that the sum of the numbers shown is 6. Okay, so remember, 5 divided by the total possibility. So if you look at there are how many possibility, so 6 multiplied by 6, or you can just count how many dots are there. So you will count that there will be 36 dots. So this is 36. So the part I is actually 5 over 36. Okay, part 2, the sum of the numbers shown is 10. So let me just erase before I continue with part 2. Okay, so if the sum of the number shown is 10, let me just look at the red die. So red die, okay, if my red die is 1, my blue die must be 9, right? Which cannot be, because the maximum is 6. So if my red die is 2, my blue die must be 8. Cannot be also, right? So 3, if my red die is 3, my blue die must be 7. If my red die is 4, okay, so this one okay already. So if my red die is 4, my blue die must be 6. So 6 plus 4, 10, right? Okay, if my red die is 5, my blue die must be 5. Okay, if my red die is 6, the blue die must be 4. So that I will get 10, right? Okay, so part 2, I simply just put 3, right? 3 times the thing will happen, divide by the total number of outcome. 6 times 6, so it's 1 over 12. Right? Okay, now I move on to part 3. The red die show a number 3 and the blue die shows a 5. So let's see how we do it. Okay, so the red die show 3, right? Then the blue die show number 5. Okay, so the if you look at this possibility diagram, the only time where you get red die 3, blue die 5 is 1. Is right here. Okay, so it's 1 over 36 for the part 3. Right, so you can see that here is 1 over 36. Alright, So yeah, so this is an example of using a possibility diagram to get your answer. Okay, so not to worry for possibility diagram. If they want you to use possibility diagram, the first part they always ask you to draw one. Oh, so for the part A, so if they didn't ask you to draw the possibility diagram, means that highly likely you do not need to use. Okay, so what are some of the times you might need to use a possibility diagram? Is where you have two die and they are thrown together or they are rolled at the same time. Okay, yeah, so that is some of the things to take note of.